PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. PSG.LGD's turn to pick. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Shadow Demon.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Elder Titan.
Gyrocopter!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD.
Tide Hunter.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Going to Vermont! Going to Vermont there!
Yellow!
Going to Vermont there!
Yellow!
Nice shot!
Virtus Pro's turn to ban. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to ban. Virtus Pro's turn to pick. PSG.LGD.
Lion.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Admiral Concar.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to bat.
Mirana.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. Virtus Pro's turn to pick.
Phantom Assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero. Prepare for battle.
You know what's cooking?
Tame the lion.
I estimate the probability of winning to be I estimate the probability of winning to be 17%.
Thank you very much, Casey. Yeah, this should be an exciting game too. And great to see the confidence there from RZ coming into this. He truly believes in the Ramses Terrorblade, and as he pointed out in the past, there's very good reason to believe in it, right? This back in the day was the hero that Ramses would just insta-win games. Teams were first phase banning the Terrorblade. It's a bit of a different meta, a bit of a different time. Does it still have the power, and especially against this lineup, to get VP that win?
Whew, not too sure. They have a lot of different solutions for it, though. The high armor, though, on Ramses, on that Terrorblade, definitely very good pick there versus the PA, as well as versus that Tidehunter. The Anchor Smash is still going to be annoying because you reduce a lot of that damage, but you won't take as much, at least, from it. So that's going to be a neat one, and they should feel pretty confident, too, right? Ramses, they've won how many majors based on the back of Terrorblades and stuff like that, so... We're going to see how it plays out here, too, because they do pick up Pango as well, which is a little concern for me. Okay. Having that hero, giving PA what could potentially be a very strong lane, could be one of the things that I'm a little concerned for them there.
And there is going to be some struggle for the Terrorblade early on, right, surely? I mean, I'm seeing here as, like, the Shadow Demon, the Mirage. There is this magical burst that a Terrorblade in the early portions of a game is very vulnerable to.
And look at the way that they're playing the lane already. You can tell that they want to go for some type of play immediately on Ramses, but I love the point that Kevin brought up. We saw that in the group stages. I think the PL pick, like he was mentioning, you have your Conjure Image, so at least you have some type of solution to block out those arrows. They played solo. He wanted to go for a courier snipe, but they know.
Keeping it hidden there.
And they've actually forced Ramses to TP to the tier 1 here, because he was getting zoned out from the wave, so that's can be a little bit scary. If you do actually get brought down as this Terrorblade now, you won't have that TP to return the lane. So Ramses, they're gonna have to secure him, make sure he does not get killed. Mid, we see those first 4 creeps being secured by no one there.
Yeah, against the Kunkka with his right click, that's not an easy job.
No. Animation though, super good on Gyrocopter, pretty much instant, and you have the missiles to zone him away. Doesn't get that deny there, though. But overall, Kunkka versus that Gyrocopter, we've seen, I remember it was Team Secret, right? Last year, they loved it. Before it was nerfed, of course, with that Tidebringer, but overall, the way that Rum, just the interaction of Rum versus Black Cannon versus Gyrocopter overall is very strong. Able to pretty much counteract the entire flak, and then your team can go for a fight when Gyro doesn't have it if you get the Rum off during it.
We heard, obviously, the confidence of RZ, but I think you look at the other side, that 5th pick PA, that just radiance is a confidence from PSG.LGD. You're picking this PA, a hero that It's pretty squishy. There's a lot of magical burst against, but I think you're saying, well, we have got the Kunkka with the Rum, and we have got X-Nova with the Disruption. We can afford to play this hyper-aggressive sort of glass cannon carry because of our lineup and because of how strong it is.
It's like they've got the double saves, and then they also have it's like a BKB timing. Sure, in these type of parts of the game, he'll be a little bit weak. Arrow just off the mark, but once he gets BKB, he's gonna reign supreme, right? Who's the only one he really has to worry about when he has BKB? It's just the Terrorblade.
Very fire time, won't save it. VP, they're able to get it on the middle with Solo coming forward with that stun. His first blood is secured, and no one will be given that edge that he was already getting in the CS, as you say. He's playing this matchup perfectly.
This was one of the heroes that we've said a long time ago also, that VP, they were one of the first ones to really start bringing the mid gyrocopter when they were running with Roger Earthshaker. When they first brought Roger along, they played this matchup so many times, just having that gyro, being very aggressive in the mid lane. So 15-3 start, also the Pango, 15-4 start. Very impressive already for VP. And also, no, X-Nova will go down.
Solo, he's making these moves from top lane to bottom lane, making sure that both of these cores really do have a beautiful opening in the first few minutes.
It's going to look to be a very early Javelin coming out for Pasha, based off how much he's able to get done in this top lane here with Solo so far.
See now, a bit of a turn. Solo is going to be able to walk himself away.
You mentioned how much magical burst there is on VP. Also, with the thrown ET, right? They have that extra natural order that will really amplify everything together when they will be able to have those timings. That's the poisons. We'll stack up onto Pasha, but it's only level 1.
Yeah, that importance of the BKB on PA definitely amplified this game. It's gonna take time. We'll see what sort of a pace VP are able to play with, as they themselves also likely to be making moves as 4 and trying to buy space for Ramses on the map. As their other 4 heroes can definitely afford to make aggressive plays for them. They go with the Starstorm.
Arrow on Slark again.
Getting burst slow, and indeed FY. Maybe watching a few too many BSJ streams. I'm joking. Right, I love
it. He skills leap. He's going for the triple leap. He wants Roger. He
all right, there. He's watching BSJ streams. FY, there we go. Compliment for you as well.
Is Brian play Mirana?
I mean, I wouldn't call it play.
Oh, bro. Come on. What'd he do to you?
See bottom. And here's the meta for a bit of a show on Chalice. He's tied. Can walk it off. FY's.
No leap.
In fact, Solo. He's got the setup with the Hex. Roger with the stun. Solo, he's on a killing spree. This Lion. He's everyone.
He's got Tranquil Boots.
He's killed up.
Stick.
He's killed mid. He's killed top. He's killed bottom. He's making the magic happen, Solo.
He's really securing this early game for them so far here. And immediately walking toward mid lane. No hesitation. He's got both spells available when he has his stick. Do they have level 6 on no one? Not just yet. But he will already prepare the missile. And here comes Solo. No one is pretty low here, though.
Somas has got a lot of HP to work with. We can drag back.
Nice Hex.
Taunt is going to be missed due to that disable from Solo throwing the combo off. Top lane, Arme and X-Nova. He had to push over toward the rune spot and claim Pasha's life, whilst he's left alone and Solo's trying to help out mid.
Yeah, he was left alone for quite a while and was still doing pretty well in those last hits, so they dive forward and really make sure that they can push Pasha out of there. As it looks like Somnus actually might hit level 6 before no one does in that mid lane. Has fully recovered. A couple last hits behind, but still doing just fine in that matchup. Arrow immediately onto that catapult, so that push.
He didn't miss that one.
That time he didn't miss. Yeah, sometimes we see like the push come out with those catapults with the Terrorblade. This time definitely not going to be the case as X-Nova. There's going to be a Swashbuckle.
I was going to say they're chasing this one for sure. Swashbuckle won't quite kill him.
No Javelin procs, but
he's hunting. And he's found him. It's going to be a kill for Pasha, making the plays with that Javelin picked up.
FYI, he wants to make the first rotation himself onto mid lane. It is spotted immediately by that VP bottom ward. So no one will probably play careful here. Also having a chainmail. He's kind of tanky. With that double Wraithband chainmail, sitting at that 17 armor when he's standing next to the tower. Still playing a little bit safe as he did spot the move. And it looks like he's going to make his own move. As he picks up his boots from the courier, he's like, okay, I don't want to sit mid. I can probably set up a kill easily onto Ame up top. He is also spotted by a ward during this rotation, though.
So they can get this opening. By time for him to come in, X-Nova will slow down the move. No one with the arrow option. They have the combo. FY's trying to turn it on. Jumps in, gets one crit, gets a second crit with the Star Storm. That's the kill for PSG.LGD as they read the moves of VP. FY there with the backup to turn things in their favor, and they get that gyro out the gate.
He saw FY bottom pick up that haste rune. FY quickly just darts through the jungle now.
He's looking for more.
They want Roger.
Should be able to have a good shot at chasing this down. As Roger, he has a TP, but FY's got that arrow. If Roger tries to play his way out of this, I don't think there's any escape for the ET.
They're cutting him off as well. X-Nova cuts off the other route. Roger really trying to just play around
the lane, there was the distractions there. Arme is left alone, so Roger's kind of happy with that. He says, I mean, you're spending a lot of time looking for me, but your carries die. So if Roger dies, it doesn't. It's a good trade. VP's happy.
They look like they're gonna get him, yeah, but like you said, a very nice play there as Pasha gets a whole. Pasha gets what, 2
kills Arme
from it, and he kills Arme.
That's going to be Arcane's done, so Pasha's strength in the lane now. It's very hard for Arme to farm against.
And it's not even just Arme, it's like the 2 supports are forced to spend, what, 30, 40 seconds chasing around that Elder Titan, which means, look at the Terrorblade Ram. He's able to farm freely versus Chalice as well. That pressure being alleviated off the map. And they're going to start preparing those stacks.
There goes Somnus. He's got that 7, he's got a lot of damage. The Hex tries to throw off the combo, but it won't be the case. Still able to drag him back. Get that pick off. And then to solo streak gives a little tasty bounty early on for Somnus. Overall, even net worth. All cores really finding some action. Just the one difference being solo stepping a little further ahead.
Yeah.
I think ahead of the supports.
Biggest winner is definitely Pasha. A Pangolier having this great of a start in the game. There's a reason we don't see this hero picked too often, especially not in that 3-position role, as we've heard.
It's
not a strong laner. Yeah, he's having an excellent time. Already Arcane Boots finished up after that Javelin. Fantastic timing for him. And you see Arme, he has to play a bit afraid up here until he gets rotations.
He cannot trade with the Panda.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mid lane, setups there, FY. Timing perfectly.
Easy kill.
Gotta be careful how you step up in the lane against this SD, as it's very likely that FY is hiding in the shadows to make the counterplay happen. Pasha playing around with the Rolling Thunder. He knows that all he needs is a swashbuckle to get out of that combo.
Very nicely done there. Just he knows it. He's watching the animation of the Kunkka, waiting to see if he thinks it's a boat, if he thinks it's a torrent, whichever one he believes he can save that Rolling Thunder if he needs to. But holds on to it. So Ame still has to play very careful up here, and he's just gonna have to jungle a little bit, being pushed away from the lane. As Ramses has a Terrorblade, you're gonna go to jungle at that much faster pace than a PA, as PA does not even have a steroid. None of them on her team can really amplify her, while TB just, your conjure image will always act as your own.
So. And it's gonna be a long sort of time for the PA, so to be said for the Terrorblade, but maybe even longer so for the PA until she's active. She's going for the Battle Fury build this game, mid lane. Another setup into the arrow. They're making these combo plays happening. There's a lot of setup for FY to play with this game, and he's not missing arrows anymore.
They have like the 2 best heroes for setting up in the game. Kunkka as well as that Shadow Demon. OD might be the other one that you can argue for, but Pasha, he's getting surrounded here.
On the high ground, he's going to try and roll his way out. They're bringing back into the arrow. Torrent perfectly executed. As they have to disable to make sure there's no way for him to roll away.
Playing Pango versus Kunkka can be a little difficult sometimes, right? Because you're charging up your Rolling Thunder, and he can actually just use the X to disrupt down as well, rather than just using the Torrent or that boat. So he will instantly be able to set that one up, and then an arrow immediately to take out the catapult, but they won't be able to transition it into a push in the mid lane. But bottom, looks like they do want to turn that into a push onto this tier 1 tower for PSG.LGD.
LGD with their items, you know, obviously they're all going for big things. There's Somnus also is the double bracer Radiance build for Kunkka.
That's like the Kunkka build now. Yeah.
It just makes him so tanky and so hard to deal with in these fights.
Especially when you're playing versus Terrorblade, right? You're playing versus an illusion-based hero, you want to go for that Radiance on the Kunkka.
Yeah, Radiance on Kunkka, and as I say, the Battle Fury on PA, they will have ways to deal with Ramses' army.
I think I feel like you have to almost go on PA, like Battlefield for PA. And he's like one of the few heroes, like anti-mage and PA feel like they probably just need to if they don't have their own type of steroid. If you don't have a Magnus, you don't have Bloodlust or somebody else that's just giving you that way to farm a lot faster.
You don't think sort of a Deso rush is... It's just too risky nowadays, one bad fight and you're not coming back into a game?
I think versus a hero like Terrorblade is not worth it. Versus the other four, sure, but TP has such high natural armor.
Pull back onto Roger. Just throw the ult out. It's going to clip onto Somnus. Pasha's still trying to fight with the supports as they'll roll it onto X-Nova. But attack on Solo. Jump in. It's an easy kill for Ame. These fights now, they're trying to force them, VP, but PSG.LGD, they just turn, they jump, they get these kills. And those early ganks from Solo are just, they're miles away. This game has turned around. PSG.LGD making the leading moves, and all three cores benefiting.
They need no one to be the one to making the moves around, but he's probably feeling a bit reluctant. After that move, he makes the move top and then just dies immediately, gets his game set back heavily. Probably doesn't want to be the one to make moves until he has that drum finished up. So for now, they're going to be a bit limited in their movement, while LGD, they're just cruising back and forth, looking for plays constantly with that Kunkka as well as that Mirana. And they're just constantly setting up, protecting Ame's jungle. The arrow not being thrown out here. Now it's gonna get hooked. He's gonna get hit.
Produces Solo, but still taking a lot of damage. Oh, that's right. He tries to come in with the turn. The finger F5. Why? I mean, he wanted it.
He did.
I mean, he got the finger. And that's a finger buff for Solo.
Overconfidence. Probably not expecting everybody else to be there, but still. Yeah, feeling himself there for sure. Probably maybe not even getting a kill there. Solo's still pretty tanky with this, like Tranquil Boots as well as his Bracer. Like, this is a line who's gotten a lot done in the early game, like you mentioned. He kind of is the 4 position already at this point for his team. That being said, frontline for VP, a little bit concerned for them, right? You look at their heroes, and they're fairly squishy on their draft.
Yeah, it's what Pasha, as long as he gets the Rolling Thunder off,
yeah,
he can sort of be the man to go in.
But there are ways to kill him. You know, they have the PA, who's just straight physical damage, which Pangolier does not really like Flame Burst too much. So they don't really have that best front line because Roger has been relegated now to the 5 position. So their front line is definitely lacking it versus what LGD has, who has the best frontliner. They have the Tidehunter.
And a Tidehunter covered in Kunkka's rum.
Absolutely.
And Kunkka Somnus, 3,300 gold on that relic. It's pretty much there. It's going to be a very fast timing from Somnus this game.
And a fast Battle Fury too. Ame already having 2 pieces. He's only like 1,600 gold away from that Battle Fury.
This is scary for VP. It may only be a 1k lead, but the fact that PSG.LGD are getting this space for these 2 cores, that passing in 2 minutes time, and they're turning up with the Battle Fury. I mean, might choose to stick to just focus on farming for the next time afterwards, but at least with Somnus coming to these fights with a Radiance, it's not going to be easy for VP to take the fights head on.
No, especially because Ramses is not going to be able... Ramses turning up to the fights, there's a lot of control, there's a lot of magic damage for this Terrorblade to deal with. He's not going to be able to just walk in with his illusions doing anything possible because there's Torrents, there's Cleaves, there's the Boat, there's the Starstorm, there's so many different instances of damage that can clear out those illusions very quickly. So Ramses' game is going to be tough. They really need to start rallying around the Gyrocopter, and that's what they're going to do. The drum is finished. They've got Maelstrom as well on Pasha. He's looking to see what he can make. I want to see Pasha switch this up, though. I think he should go for the mech build in this game. Instead of just, I mean, he has the Maelstrom already done, which is great damage, that magical mixed. But now he's queued up the Aghanims, and like we said, their front line is definitely lacking.
The smoke from both sides and the moonlight as well from FY to try and set things up. Hunting for Ramses, illusion in their jungle. They know that Ramses is likely to be nearby, but he's already headed over there, back to the map. The Hex will be attempted. Down bottom, but a quick run away. FY with that Ace Rune already popped, will manage to get himself away from that. So neither side finding much of a catch with these moves, just avoiding one another.
It's actually already going to be a full mech on FY as well. So we're talking about tankability of LGD with the hood, with a mech on your support Mirana. This is definitely going to cause problems for VP, who do not have anyone matching them.
They're not going to have the damage with that mech and the Kunkka's rum in these fights.
And the front line too, they just won't have that there for themselves, so they're going to have to be playing a little bit of this farm game.
Ramses needs a lot of time this game.
Yep.
Some of the Battle Fury build and the pace that PSG.LGD themselves probably feel comfortable in playing, we are probably likely to see him get that time. It's just a question of how well does the rest of VP's lineup hold up against these fast item timings of LGD.
PSG.LGD, they're feeling good right now, right? They don't need to force anything. They're playing on their side of the map. They're the ones getting like this free farm. They're gonna have the Battle Fury finished up. The Radiance gonna be done on Kunkka too. Probably when they have Radiance, they're gonna look to take the fights. But they're feeling very good.
That's the thing I feel. Once they have Radiance and Battle Fury, they can keep up, but they're not too fussed if the fight is forced because of the fact that they can keep one another alive very easily. They have the sustain and they've got the damage.
Yeah, Ame can just sit in the jungle and then come, you can, you know, typical carry contribution, show up at the end, couple daggers, jump in, clean some people up. See that 55-45 Dota plus probability at the moment here. But definitely feeling for, you look at no one right now in the net worth, he's really starting to get left in the dust. He's that hero they have to rally around when he has BKB, but that's going to take time. He's going to have to act as that pseudo frontliner as this gyrocopter versus a PA, which is definitely scary.
And even without the BKB, as we said, there's so many ways that PSG.LGD can keep that PA alive. To the point that this Gyro's damage combo shouldn't really be an issue, unless there's some sort of way that VP can get to the back lines. Obviously a good Echo Stomp might be what does it. If he can catch out the supports, catch out X-Nova, and stop those save plays coming in. Yeah, it's like we're saying, like we're talking about like VP, the lack of the front line, but they do still pack a punch. They do have a lot of damage if they can keep them controlled, for them not to get the rum off, not get the mech off. Very unlikely for that to happen, as this is a very farmed Kunkka who now has the Radiance finished up at the 17th minute mark. 17:38 as he picks it up. A very, very respectful timing. Yeah, now they're starting to rally. You see Ame, he's kind of starting to make his way down toward bottom, but just going to be farming, probably stanking Ancients before he does do anything else. Yeah, he just needs to farm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're showing themselves down bottom PSG.LGD, but VP, what's the plan there? Just focusing on pushing out that mid, pushing out that top lane. Not looking to come down for now, and in fact, it's going to be PSG.LGD wrapping around, maybe even towards the mid. Who's there at the moment? It's just the Elder Titan. Yeah, I'll just come in and try and hold these illusions up for tier 1, keep their tower alive for now.
Right now, it's not the most natural for them to set up for plays. Like we saw in the last game when they played with the Tidehunter, they weren't able to just like walk in and take the fights. Maybe with the Invis, they can actually look to set up like that. But with the Blink Dagger, with the Tidehunter, when he's able to get down, that's when they're really going to start just running at VP, just looking to bring every single fight to them. So right now, like we said, a little bit awkward, a little bit of a low period. And both teams just continue to try to maximize the farm on the map. Yeah, Ame, Battle Fury finished. Desolator next is going to be the one that's queued up, and then more than likely going to be that BKB that he does need in the game.
It really does just feel like the power, sort of the growth of the heroes on LGD's lineup. It's sort of ahead, and it moves at a similar pace.
Top, look at this wraparound. Solo is hiding.
Ame's pretty deep. They've got the disable, and they've got the play. They should have him here. And they do. VP, they're able to punish a greedy Ame who pushes out alone and doesn't expect VP to still be hanging around, and that's a big pick off of them.
Solo really putting the team on his back right now in these first, with all these rotations really from himself. He was just hiding in the tree line there, waiting for somebody to step too far forward. Very nicely set up there by VP as they're able to slow down Ame, slow down that farm, allow Ramses to get better timings than him. As he's got the Manta, the Scotties, he's getting farmed.
Growth certainly there for VP, but still yet to see no one be able to get involved in any of the action. 0-1-1 on that mid Jarrett.
All just because of that first rotation, it puts you off of making like all your moves.
It slowed his entire game down.
Yep. Bounty runes. Looks like it's going to be 2 more than likely, unless X-Nova really pushes forward. X-Nova will. Just walks up onto the high ground casually. But they'll get themselves 3. And it still is going to be the full Aghanim, so they're going to rely a lot on Pasha for damage, it looks like, and then he's queuing up the mech afterwards. So, like we were saying, he still needs to act as that frontliner as the Pangolier. He needs armor.
Do you think for VP they feel like there is any sense of urgency, or do you feel that they're saying, well, Ramsey, we've got the Ramses Terrorblade?
That's what it looks like, right? They're probably like, we have Ramses Terrorblade, we have a Gyrocopter who also scales really well, and a Pango who scales really well, and we have an ET Natural Order. The Natural Order is always one thing that we're going to have to watch, especially when you're playing versus PA, one of the higher physical armored heroes. You are able to actually get next to him as an ET, the damage will definitely be there. But that evasion always is going to be a bit of a frustration for the Terrorblade.
Dire are scanning.
21 minutes in, 7-10, 4K lead.
Dire's middle tower.
PSG.LGD is
Radiant's bottom
Really just feel
tower
both
is under
teams
attack.
happy with the farming approach to this one.
Right, they're all
has
getting
fallen.
good. They're all getting good pacing. They're all getting good timings of their items, right? Like Somnus is getting close to BKB. They got Blink on Chalice.
They got the
He
Deso.
continues farming. Deso now finished up. Maybe now we see a fight because they've got the Blink on Chalice. That was the big one last time where they're like, we don't have the greatest initiations. With that, they will. But like we said, they're approaching some big items still anyway soon. But yeah, we see them grouping up, and this is likely that smoke with the Deso. With that Blink.
I mean, Deso PA, you find yourself on top of Solo after he's dropped out a Hex and a stun. He's dead in a couple of hits.
You get yourself with 1 or 2 kills, you can just go straight into the Roche pit, and then you're going to be playing with an Aegis advantage, and the map is going to get smaller and smaller. So let's see if they can actually catch anyone on here. Jump forward. Roger. Was that no crits? He just died to like the regular attacks there, it seems.
I believe so. Just the damage of the Deso. It's terrifying. VP, they've got to hold themselves in the base. As PSG.LGD, they're waiting right outside.
Ramses.
He's going to step forward. There's the setup. The creeps will block him, but the demonic purge is down there. Trying to get something to top that. He's going to look to roll forward. The BKB can't from now on. They're hunting for the easy kills. Finger onto X-Nova, but X-Nova will live. He's out over the trees. X-Mark's there. The arrow will whip. They drag back Solo. Chalice, Gush. Dagger again. They're cleaning up these fights. Now that they've started to look for them, PSG.LGD, they just at a power level that's hard for VP to stand toe-to-toe with at the moment.
And the BKB is down for Noah. They're committing overboard.
He's coming back. They are going to have the ult coming down with a jump over from Arrow will dodge it. Another X marks there. No one's going to be dragged back towards the team as they take out the Jara. They take everything here from VP, pushing down.
Ame once more.
He's not even done looking for a crit, won't get it. So Roger gets the chance to stop. But you know that Ame's going to still maybe try and chase. Now he's playing it sensible. It's Ti. He doesn't want to throw things away back towards Asher. Starting to pressure LGD low. The boat will come in, give some of the run to Somnus as he'll look for the TP out. Ramses can find him, but no X-Nova. Disruption. Make sure that his 2 cores get out alive. And X-Nova in a similar fashion to game 1. He'll die, but he saves his cause.
Such a beautiful smoke there coming into play there. LGD, they smoke, they get a base ward, they get all the information that they needed, all the information they wanted. They see where everybody on VP is, and Ramses just shows himself outside just a little bit too far. That Blink Dagger from Chalice able to get that clean up, all that extra damage and control. And we saw it, Gyrocopter, like Noah, he walked in, he pops his flag, he hits like everybody with the full flag and call down. A mech gets popped from the Mirana, and everybody's...
It really is at this point, all the damage just healed back up with that mech.
Yep. And now they're starting. Now they have the Greaves finished up too. They're starting to get BKBs as well on Somnus. And you're gonna imagine Ame will also be approaching that one quite soon. VP, they've got to make something big happen here with this smoke versus that Ravage being on cooldown. Will they be able to?
Whoa. Solo's aware.
20 seconds until Ravage is back online. VP not looking like they're going to be able to actually find anything here. Wallet is not up. So LGD, PSG.LGD will back up. They will be perfectly fine with all of this, as the next timing for them is that BKB on Ame. So they're going to keep controlling the map, and we see that base ward placed down. They feel so confident to do whatever they please.
Radiant's bottom tower is
They know
under
they can
attack.
move in immediately. And Ramsey's not getting the chance to hit a single hero in that fight. And there's, you say, flat cannon. It doesn't even look like they've been hit.
Yeah.
They're back up to full HP.
It's the combo of the both. We mentioned it during like the draft, right at the end of it there. That Kunkka versus the Gyrocopter too. The RUM was applied on absolutely everybody. So sure, Pango's coming in, he's shield crashing, swashbuckling all over the place, but that mitigation is really coming in.
And when Ame has the BKB, they're not going to be able to touch him.
It really does feel like that.
He's level 20, BKB. I mean, he's got the money
Got it.
for it. He's got it done.
He can TP back and pick it up if they want to play it like that. Like Somnus can X him and then bring him back, but they're just going to back up, it looks like here.
They've even got the Vlads on Chalice, allowing him to get that life still on the PA.
They're ready to fight though.
Everything is coming together for LGD.
Yep, the perfect timing.
What do they do? What do they do?
They look like they're smoked up looking for a fight, but it's still difficult. Ramses, like, he's got Manta, he's got Scotty, he's tanky, but as we saw in that last fight, there's just a devastating amount of control. And even if he's tanky like this, you still have to deal with Soul Catcher. You have Manta to remove it, but if you don't have your Manta up and you're a Soul Catcher, you are going to be a lot squishier as they get a wraparound.
They'll start to try and have a bit of a hope. Missile heading the way of Chalice, but immediate disengage with the Moonlight Shadow. They'll move to find X-Nova with the combo. And again, X-Nova, he'll fall. but everybody else should get out. Empire is still with that Moonlight Shadow coverage to allow him to walk back to safety, and it can never feel good killing X7 because then you know as VP that everything's going to plan for LGD. If it's only the Shadow Demon you've killed, you've lost the fight.
Every single time, it does seem, even every single time, not in this game, and the last game, all of the situations,
it's just down to positioning, right? They always have the right person in place to die.
And they know how to, in that fight too, that's a bit of a difficult one. They're like, hey, we're strong, but that type of fight engaging in that area, we're kind of surrounded. It's not the best way for us to take it. Now they're getting a better type of surround here. As VP, they're split up. Ame is already prowling around with this blur, and Roger, he spotted.
They're gonna find him.
He's gonna be a quick and easy one for them.
He's gonna try for the sum. He's not gonna get a chance to do so. With that gush, armor reduction, Desolator. Ame can make quick work of whoever he finds.
And there's that situation we talked about. If they get one of those big kills, they can look to just commit into this Roche pit as they will kill it super fast. And taking the fight around here for VP, sure, they've got Pango, but their ET is dead. He is the crucial one around that Roche pit. Oh, LGD, they're really running away with this one now.
It's starting to look like a bit of a repeat of game one. Once they get the advantage, they do not let go of it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is very similar to the last one, right? They've killed Ame once, but before they've really only killed X-Nova again. As Ramses really needs that BKB timing for him is going to be completely necessary, but is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough to actually do the damage? Very similar to that last time. Sure, he's got these ways to protect himself, but will they actually be able to kill anybody on the side of PSG.LGD? As we see some, interesting, little bit of innovative item pickups. Ame, he hasn't chosen to finish it yet, but as we see that Ags is queued up, which
Aghanim's PA.
The refresh, as you know, if you get a kill, it refreshes all of your abilities, including that blur, so you can keep hopping around inside the fights.
Blur's cooldown goes down as well.
Yep.
And Blur now, it dispels.
That is true.
It's the blood for everything. Mid lane, you get the roll in, they should get this kill. You get one. Question is, how much are they going to lose in return? Will we just solo?
That's pretty good if they're able to disengage off of that one. They forced a BKB as well from Somnus. So what the important one, I guess, is instead of wanting to go for a different another dispel, now he's going to have the blur to dispel that reflection every time inside the team fights. Can be a little bit annoying, not the super amazing, but dispelling the reflection, dispelling the disarm from the Pango, that looks pretty neat.
And it makes the blur instant.
Right? I mean, that's actually pretty cool. I haven't gotten to see it actually play.
So I guess what you see a Sunder coming your way, you've disappeared.
Yeah.
They've got to have the vision ready. Well, no, even that, right? You're just gone.
I mean, that's I'm really intrigued to see it.
I mean, he's going to get it such a good timing as well with the beginning that he's had to this, Ame.
Mid lane, no one. It's getting grabbed up. He's going to force the BKB.
That will keep him safe for a little bit. He is. They're just going to have to TP out. He's lucky that Ame wasn't around, so they didn't quite have the physical damage to fight through that BKB. But again, no one with these BKB usages, he's just not able to get much done at all. It's having to be a BKB and a runaway. He doesn't have the items. He doesn't have the damage. There's not a lot that he can offer to the team fight.
Absolutely true.
Radiant's middle
Of course, more items being picked up. LGD, they're picking up all these solutions. They have a Lotus Orb, not only to remove the reflection, but like you said, the Sunder. I don't know, do we know if that interaction was fixed as well with the Sunder, right?
That's how it's intended, to be honest.
How it works, you can still Lotus Orb through the BKB Sunder, so they have to watch out for that for Ramses.
We'll find out in this game.
We'll find if it was changed.
It was changed. Yes, that's the correct term.
There you go.
Thank you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
For the people who don't know, of course, if you are BKB'd on Terrorblade and you Sunder a Lotus Orb, you still will not get your HP back.
The HP stayed the same. At least that was how it was indeed in the group stages.
In the group stages, yeah.
Dire are
I did test it the other day and it was still like that.
VP, they're scanned up. They can actually find no one here. They're just throwing the boat out. They really want him. They got the vision of him for a second. No one.
The BKB, TP's going to be better in a second. If it's TP straight away, he should be fine.
It's gonna be really close.
He is. He just had enough seconds left on that BKB to get out. Back inside the jungle of VP. Roger's been found, but Ramses. Then they're going to try and turn. Ame, he's got the BKB. Wants to try and fight this a little bit, or at the least make sure that he gets out.
Dire's structures
He
are
will
fortified.
be fine. Then not able to again deal with these BKBs yet. VP.
Yeah, they have no BKB piercing anything, pretty much. As he plays it safe too, right? Some situations you're like, hey, I'm gonna die and just use my BKB, but he knows how strong he is at that point. He doesn't need to play like that. As his PA is, will walk up. He's gonna get purged.
He's got the disable onto Army to try and get himself out of vision.
But they want blood.
It's back there. Disruption setup. In Arme goes and a crit for the finishing blow.
12,000 gold lead, over a 15,000 experience lead, and just the Dota Plus continue to take forward in LGD's favor. 82% win rate now for them, as they're just keeping the map dominance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ramsey's farm. He's still on par with
there.
Arme, but what does it amount to? What can this Terrorblade do? Has all their hopes rest on Ramsey's.
Ooh, nice little play there by Maybe. Turns off the Radiance before the reflection actually does come out, so it doesn't even burn his teammates at all. Small little things. They slow siege.
Dire's bottom tower.
And a successful one in tier 3. Falling very low with those SD illusions. They'll get it. The base is opened up and serve the shrines.
They're going to send a missile back. They'll clean up by illusions. And Ame's Aegis will get reclaimed. They're going to back up. And they might not fully back up here, as if they see this top rune, they might look for a quick re-engagement.
Oh, that double damage. They want it. Arme.
They're trying to keep VP suffocated in their base. You see, Maybe X's himself on
Here
the
we
bottom,
go.
clears the wave, and yeah, they want to keep this fight.
Get back to the base, VP. Get back to the fountain.
Radiant's top
You cannot
shrine
dare
is under
come out.
attack.
They have to find more ways to keep farming, though. VP, they have to struggle to get outside to get this. I mean, in particular, the MKB on Ramses. He needs it. He can't actually do any damage inside of the fights versus Ame until he gets that.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
And even then, still seeming so difficult for them versus PSG.LGD, as they're all rallied. Everyone just rallied together, not giving any opportunities for VP to even get a pick off. Pasha, ooh, have to be very careful how he does those type of plays.
An instant poke and the moonlight from LGD. They're starting to build up the money again on Arme.
Radiant's bottom
Obviously,
shrine
we're just
is under
holding that
attack.
DD rune. He does still have a good slot to fill.
Probably likely to be the Abyssal. Maybe he's thinking, wait till I see what Ramses is building if I need to actually go for an MKB or something like that on myself as a PA. But the Abyssal is the more than likely one for that BKB Pierce.
What about the Nullifier?
His Nullify could also have its argument, yeah.
Radiant's
That's a good
bottom
one.
shrine has fallen.
There's a lot of different varieties that he can go for.
Yeah.
As now VP, they've got this timing. So let's see if they can make anything happen of it with this MKB, as they will have some damage at least to go through the PA. But they don't have smokes. I don't believe they have any available. Oh no, they have one left on Roger, sorry.
Looks like he's, the moment he's queued up, he's going to go the way the Bloodthorn.
Okay. I seem to really like that item lately. Building up on that Sven in the last game versus a Morphling. This game, it's not as clear-cut. Not playing versus like a Morph, but still very good versus the Terrorblade, as he can also build versus a Butterfly, and this is the way to kind of counteract both the Sunder as well as that evasion that will come out. Jump forward, goes those illusions quick.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It just really feels in both of these games, BP have been unable to make any sort of moves themselves in the second half of them.
Radiant's bottom
As
tower
this game,
has
goes
fallen.
on 35 minutes in, it's just been pretty much nothing from VP offensively. They're just trying to get their farm to a point where they can have a chance of defending their base.
But their base is getting shut down already.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Losing another tier 3. PSG.LGD. They'll just continue. They're going to do the X.
Has fallen.
Quickly bring him back. Getting some tower damage as well. Arrow to scout.
How would you start this fight if you're VP?
They don't have the natural forms of initiation. Pasha wants to, but like we said, he hasn't built any armor in it. So now has the Vlads at least finished up, but Ramsey's fairly squishy. Ramsey's
Trying to get arrowed here.
that might be the game.
He can't buy back. He just stood there and took F-Wise arrow to the face.
The drafting panel was concerned that there were no saves in this draft.
I mean, he just gets out. Nice. That's Terrorblade just spent 36 minutes farming for that. That's
Dire's
He spent the whole game farming, and he gets hit by one arrow, and all that fight was for nothing.
And they're just going to keep diving forward here. Pasha, next up. He's arrowed, and he's brought down. And that just might be it. He's going to try to move forward.
But he does no damage.
And there comes
No damage. LGD, they have really come into this first series of the TI9 main event with all guns blazing. Solo with jumping. Goes up to Pasha trying to offer some sort of damage out. They're brought back on the down with the spinner. They do kill off the Kunta. They get one. They need so much more from this OVP. They'll find Chalice as well. They will manage to hold on, but their base has been torn apart. Bottom rack's gone, mid rack's gone. Only that range rack's in the top lane still standing.
completely in shambles after all that. Such a big deficit, and how much gold did they all just pick up there on the side of LGD? Like, everybody's finishing up their next item.
Oh, mate, he's ready for a bit of fun.
He's got the rapier
He
queued
knows
up.
that this is in the bag.
So he heard our suggestions. He queued up the Bloodthorn. He's like, no. Maybe
That
still switches
rapier.
it,
He's about to hit 25 as well, so he can get that triple dagger. Triple dagger with rapier. He's doing this one for the fans.
I have seen somebody else take the 10%, but really looking into the bag for this one.
MVP though.
They gotta get
They
there.
are into the Roche. And they will find it.
Arrow will connect onto Red.
And it's another arrow Ramses. Oh, they can't follow it up this time. And that's a solo. Jump in. He gets the stun up onto two of them. Cooldowns down. No one moves forward. Yes, PSG will back.
Solo.
Now Solo getting brought down low by the point of passing in with a jump. They manage to cut down Nine Snowman. Shadow Demon's dead. Buyback straight away. Roger on the back line was focused. Replay for what? Get back to the game. Get it out of there. FY. He's been collapsed upon. Ramsey's 2 kills. Double kill. There's no buyback on FY.
Double gems. Pick him up.
VP had to buy back on both supports for this, but they're fighting back. Not to be held down, and you can see Vaname is not invested in the rapier because he's are we fine? He's saving onto his money for now. He might resort to the safe play and just go, nullify and have buyback. We'll see how scared he is.
Maybe.
But
We'll
VP,
see. He's still feeling pretty confident.
They
even
kick
though
back.
They got the Aegis.
They kick back.
They got that Aegis and cheese. Very important for themselves here. But that, I mean, structural damage is still done, and that's while Chalice is dead. That's the big thing, right? Fighting into LGD's lineup when they don't have the Tidehunter, a little bit easier. Especially because they can get them with the numbers and just get them to surround without that Tidehunter. But back to farming a little bit here for PSG.
He's saving on so many. Obviously, there's not really too much point. I guess he's so farmed that the buyback is still worth it, even if he loses a rapier.
Oh,
no, he's going. He's going in. He's got the rapier.
He's got buyback available.
Now this is exciting because if he loses that rapier, this
game could really turn.
That could
if
be
he loses it.
It could be a threat. We'll see. I mean, they're feeling very confident, LGD, but there is that chance that if Arme loses the rapier, it ends up in the hands of no one. You never know.
Or in the hands of Ramses too. Either one of them.
Never know. But at the same time, if Chalice just gets a good ravage, there'll be more than enough time for him to jump from target to target. It's level 25 PA with the triple daggers and the Aghanim reset. He's just going to be cleaning up the entire squad.
Man, if he gets us an insta kill, like 6 daggers pretty much, right? The first kill, he'll throw another set of daggers immediately.
Yeah, of course,
And if he gets a kill off a dagger, he'll be able to throw out another
and then
triple dagger right away.
and another.
If he gets a couple chain kills, yep. And now he gets an arcane rune as well. So 4.2 second cooldown on dagger.
Hey, Korea. That's got an eagle song on.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, that's looking pretty dead.
That is very dead. Oh, that is an eagle song on. That would have been Ramses. Very close to having a butterfly.
Who won't have buyback either. He has the Aegis for himself, but if he does die twice, no buyback. They're already starting to poke and prod.
I mean, it's testament to how tanky he is. You saw him just get hit by a dagger from a PA with a rapier. Well, obviously wasn't a crit. Wasn't hurting that much. He's got a lot of armor.
There's a lot of negative armor, though. I see like the Solar Crush. They even take the Gush talent as well, I believe. Oh, no, he didn't. That was the last game, sorry. He didn't take the Gush talent this time, but still, with Solar Crush as well as that Desolator, still a lot of magic or physical armor reduction to pierce through. But yeah, 37 armor on TB. And it looks like PSG.LGD still playing a little bit safe here, even though, I mean, I say safe, a little bit safe on the fact that the Aegis and the cheese are on VP's hands, not in items. As, a DD rune. Have having passed that 40-minute mark, we're going to be seeing DDs aplenty.
Here we go. Give him the bottle. Give him the rune.
Oh, yeah.
Crowd knows. But this rune, this bottle double damage.
He's already critting for 2,600 right now.
Times that by 2.
It's not how that works.
That's not how that works. Not good, because I wasn't ready to do the math, so that's fine.
That's without the Deso put in as well. So it's 2,600, he puts the Deso in. He's probably going to be critting with the DD rune over 3,000 on if it's one of those like low physical armor heroes. Once it's the higher physicals, it's going to be a lot more reduced, but we'll see some big numbers.
Full Bloodthorn on Somnus, so we're going to see even more big numbers. Crits upon crits, Solo. He's going to look for the jump in. Pasha's there. Actually hits the cliff, so won't be able to find the X-Nova straight away, and it gives X-Nova the time to put the disruption. The rest of LGD's moving in. Ramsey's in with the BKB. They'll kill off X-Nova. Can they get more, though?
They're trying to disengage. He popped BKB in meta.
BKB, double damage. So he's still a little scared. If the BKB will wear off, Arme not ready to fully commit. But FY finds no one inside the jungle. Ramses and Pasha, the last two left alive as Ramses is surrounded. They'll just take him out. And PSG.LGD take game 2. They take the whole series, and again, it didn't look close. This was LGD on another level. VP did not seem prepared.
No, PSG.LGD in this, I mean, they just seem to have their number. This Tidehunter just proving to be such a problem for VP. Even though they were able to get their farm out throughout the game, one pick off. They get one pick off onto Ramses, and they lose their entire base pretty much.